All right, Tyler. Welcome to our game 2 of the broadcast. We are very much looking forward to today's game. Game 2, Penn State Schuylkill against your Central Penn Knights. The Knights won the first contest 3-1 behind an amazing effort from Hayden Fox with 12 strikeouts. But this game set to be another thriller with senior Christian Fulp starting. Paul Miller on the call today. I'm being joined by Tyler Coleman, Nightly News president. Tyler, it's a pleasure to have you back in the booth with us today.
Well, it's a pleasure to be back here with you today. I think we had a great time during basketball season, but I think I can speak for the both of us when we are equally as excited to be back for baseball. So we're looking forward to another good season.
No question about that. Really looking forward to today's matchup. We're just going to really quickly take a look at Penn State Schuylkill. Their lineup today will be Kozar at second base, Faquette hitting second and playing third, Leininger at short, Lehman at catcher and hitting cleanup, Mahalchik in right hitting fifth, Kramer the DH hitting sixth, Moslak the center fielder hitting seventh, Whitmer the first baseman hitting eighth, Mellon the left fielder hitting ninth, and pitching for Penn State Schuylkill will be Colbert. And we are going to start it off. Christian Fulp, somebody who both you and I know quite well, is taking the mound here for the Knights on this afternoon.
Yeah, Christian Fulp's a great guy, both on the field and in the classroom. He had an 8.90 ERA last year, so I think he would tell both of us that he could do a little bit better this year. So we'll be pulling for him.
But still, Christian's going to anchor our team this season. A little high. And Fulp. The pitch. Nice pitch. I believe in our nightly news meeting the other day, Tyler, what was it that Christian was saying? Something about being able to hit 90 if it's over 45 degrees. I'd be interested to see if that holds true today. Chopper down the line, that's going foul.
Well, if he says he can do it, I'd like to believe him. Looking forward to seeing if he could do it today.
I'd imagine he would know what his typical speeds are. All right, so number 32, Kozer. Evan Kozer, a freshman from Shenandoah Valley High School. One for three with a steal in the first game. That's going to go to Dominguez. Rocket arm he has, and the 6-3 put out gets a quick out for the Knights. You know, we talked to Christian on a recent podcast, Tyler, and Christian said that he was just absolutely honored to receive the ball in the second game of opening day here with the Knights.
We're excited to see Christian pitch. I know going into his senior year, he's hoping to have a big year, so he's hoping to go out here and get off to a good start to start off the new season.
A little outside there. He's got some big shoes to fill after Hayden Fox's effort in game one. There's another one right to Dominguez, who keeps it in front of him and it still has a play. And they're going to call him safe. That's a tough play from Dominguez at short.
He did a nice job of keeping the ball in front of him, though.
At least he gave himself a shot.
Yeah, it can be tricky sometimes playing the hop off of the turf here, but he was able to keep the ball in front of him, and, the ball would have got past him. It might have led to a double, so nice effort on Dominguez's part.
Tyler, we were talking about this in game one. While we give absolute credit to the in-the-net field crew, grounds crew, it's got to be tough. Number one, playing on this turf, and number two, in the outfield. I mean, I'm sure you saw in the first game there were several very awkward bounces.
Yeah, there definitely were. It can be difficult sometimes to figure out how to line the ball up, but I think as the season goes on, the more games you play on the turf, the players will get used to it.
7 home dates this season. I do ask you, especially all the viewers out there, to mark your calendar. For the 4th, coming up this week, we'll be back here on Wednesday the 11th, and Saturday the 28th in March, and then April 9th, 20th, and 28th this season. 7 home dates, so for a total of 14 home broadcasts with the Nightly News Media Club. You'll hear from myself, Tyler Coleman, Brian Christiana, Parker Rose, and Tyreen Smalley on the season, and we might even have some other people. And that pitch got away from Fulp and hit Leininger in the wrist. And that's going to be first and second here.
I'm sure Christian has some nerves going out here pitching in the second game of opening day, but hopefully he's able to settle down here with runners at first and second and just one out, and hopefully he can get a field going for the rest of the game.
There's a shot down the third baseline, but foul. Interesting to see what the official score is going to be on that Fiquette play.
I'm thinking if you're Dominguez, you're hoping it's a single.
I mean, I think that was a pretty tough play.
Yeah, it was a tough play, and he kept the ball in front of him. So can never assume the automatic out.
High from Fulp there. Uncharacteristically a little wild here from Fulp earlier. We, of course, saw several of his pitches, his starting efforts last season. And definitely with Hayden Fox with an amazing first game. They need him, and that was inside again.
Yeah, Hayden Fox did a terrific job, and it left some pretty big shoes to fill for Christian in this game after Fox's outing in Game 1, but I'm sure Christian is up to the task.
Lehman 0 for 2 in Game 1. Nice pitch there from Fulp, catching the outside corner. And Fulp inside, hot shot again. Got to get out of the way down there. Well, Tyler, Brian and I were reminiscing a little bit about our opportunities here with the Nightly News, calling 3 different sports, or being a part of 3 different sport broadcasts. As you look back, and again, this is your swan song, if you will. This is your senior season. Hopefully we will have you for a little of basketball later this season. But what are some memories you have of being a part of the athletics broadcasts?
Well, I'm grateful that you guys brought me on, and we were able to be involved in a few different sports. And I think one of the biggest baseball game memories I have was from last year when we called a game on this field. We were actually in this exact booth, and Conor Graham just hit a monster home run down the left field line over the wall out there. And I think the Knights went on to walk-off victory in that game.
Conor Graham with the home run, the first home run of the season for the Knights already. So he had another one of those moon shots here today.
Yeah, I know you and Brian touched base on Conor's summer last year, man. What a terrific way to get to go over to Europe and play with other professionals. Just great job of representing Central Penn.
I would also argue he did a good job of representing the United States of America as well. Runners go again. I got to tell you, Lehman has been really ahead and has fouled almost 3 consecutive balls off down the third baseline foul. Fulp really has to be careful here with runners on first and second and only 1 out. Definitely looking for that double play ball. 3-2. Lehman steps back up. And Fulp looks into Finke for the sign. Another one of those unbelievable freshmen here. Little high, but boy, that was close. I know that's a pitch Fulp definitely wants to make sure that he gets in the future, and that doesn't necessarily set the greatest of tones that he did not get that on a 3-2 count.
Yeah, that was a tough call. Definitely thought that was strike 3, but Christian's just got to settle down here a little bit, shake off the nerves, and hey, one ground ball can get him out of this inning.
And I think that's what he's going to be looking for here as Michalczyk steps in. And he was 0 for 3, and that one comes straight back. Quick one strike, which is good for Fulp. Yeah, Tyler, I got to tell you, and I told Brian the same thing in our previous discussion. It hit the guy in the base path. Okay, they're not. I guess he was in foul territory, so that would not be an out. It's going to go to 0-2, though.
Definitely not a play you see every day where the base runner's getting hit with a ball.
Oddly enough, you'd think that would happen more often.
You'd think, but I tell you what, the ball gets on you pretty quick when you're down there. But lucky for the base runner, he was in foul territory.
So as I was talking, I thanked Brian earlier, and I certainly hope that you consider, no matter, what happens, next year to come back and be a part of our broadcasts as well, Tyler. You're always going to be a Knight, and we certainly hope that you'd consider joining us in the future, because we're going to be losing a lot of people between now and next season.
It's crazy how fast time's going. As I know you guys talked about it earlier, that Brian is graduating in March, and Christian and I will be graduating around the same time in September. So, but speaking for myself, I know I would definitely be looking forward to staying on board if at all possible, and
I'm pretty sure we can make that happen.
Staying in the booth with you guys.
Well, I certainly hope that you have an opportunity to move on in your career, but hopefully if you get that 9 to 5, we'll still have some weekend games that you can come out for. We definitely think that's something that we want to have you do. So they appeal there, and that's going to look like it's going to run the count full for Christian Fulp here, and he's gone to full counts on 2 consecutive batters, but again, he's only a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. And there's a shot to left. 1 run will score. Graham is coming to the plate. Cut off. And 2 runs will score. And it's 2-0 Penn State Schuylkill. Big 2-run single there for Michalczyk. And we're still not out of the woods yet, as Kramer, the DH, comes to bat. Maverick Kramer, a freshman from Millville, as is Dylan Stephen, Game 1 starting pitcher. Fulp a little high.
Christian's just got to find a way to settle down right now. Makes you kind of wonder if he puts another guy on base, if they're going to look for a mound visit, come out and kind of slow him down a little bit, let him catch his breath.
Beautiful pitch right there. And Colbert, number 1, Ryan Colbert, a freshman. So he'll be in his first college start. So who knows? With our lineup, a 2-run deficit really is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you get down early, there's still an entire game to play and plenty of time to get caught back up and take the lead.
2-0 early here in the top of the first. Fulp is in trouble. And there's a swing, but the ball gets away from Finke. So he gets the strikeout, but the runner advances.
It's now the base is loaded now with still 1 out again. And now we see Coach Bob Stern coming over to talk to the home plate umpire.
So Paul Miller, Tyler Coleman here with you in the net in Palmyra We are honored here to bring you Central Penn Knights baseball in Game 2 of a doubleheader. Knights won the first game 3-1 behind 12 strikeouts from Hayden Fox. In his first ever college start, he got the Nightly News Player of the Game, only allowing 1 run. Low there for Fulp. I think he wanted that one.
And Christian's getting some tough calls here, but you just got to keep your head up and, again, just remember 1 ground ball and you're out of the inning.
And there's that ground ball, but I don't know if it's going to be hit hard enough. Dominguez does get the out, and that gets him out of the inning. Fortunately, he got out of that one. They did leave the bases loaded there and scored 2 runs on an odd strikeout. But I must say, I do give Christian a lot of credit for getting out of that one, Tyler. We're going to go to the bottom of the first with the Penn State Schuylkill leading 2-0.
The Billar Family Foundation was formed with the intentions of helping to empower youth through sustainable sports funding. The Billar Family Foundation is a public charity founded in 2008 by Jerry Billar II and the Billar family to provide a resource for caring individuals and the causes they support, enabling them to make a charitable impact on the community. We help donors of many variations, such as individuals, companies, or endowments that are passionate with youth athletics and want to create an everlasting impact. We help create permanent charitable funds of everlasting impact. These funds ensure that people of vision will have an enduring influence of the life of their community, the positive impact of our young leaders of tomorrow, and the charitable causes they hold dear. For more information, please go to the Billar Family Foundation website at the-bff.com.
All right, and Fulp does get out of that first inning with that odd situation you don't see much when the third strike gets away from the catcher. The runner does need to be put out at first. Unfortunately, the ball got so far away from Finke that he was not able to get him out. On the mound, as we mentioned, Ryan Colbert, a freshman from Pine Grove Area High School, is going to be in his first ever start. Dominguez will lead off, and for the Knights, it'll go Dominguez. Laura hits second and plays second. Graham hits third and plays left. Rosario is going to DH today and clean up. Rivera plays first, hitting fifth. Boyer at third base, hitting sixth. Stevens in right field, hitting seventh. Finke at catching and hitting eighth. And Edwards in center field, playing for Fulp because Fulp is on the mound. Definitely looking forward to seeing Colby Edwards, another one of those freshmen out of Reading High School. One of those super freshmen that we have on the squad. So we do have 3 seniors on the team: Conor, Christian, and Freddie Barr. You'll also, Chris Rosario, a junior, Jared Rivera, a junior. Peyton Paletti will be in his final season here as well. So we've got a lot of senior leadership here on the team.
Yeah, definitely a lot of senior leadership, but there's also a lot of freshmen on the Knights team this year, which shows that they should have a pretty bright future ahead of them. It's a good mix of veterans and young players.
And the only thing I keep thinking to myself, Tyler, is I am so happy it is not as cold as it was last opening day.
Well, standing outside, and people might say a little bit different with the wind blowing, but definitely much better than last year when we were sitting outside in the freezing rain.
Well, it's really cool that we get to be in the press box this year as well. Definitely an upgrade to what we have going on here. So Dominguez walks, and as we saw in the first game, he is not shy to run, that's for sure. He did get caught stealing in that first matchup. And the ball gets away. Colbert threw to first. And that will be an error on the pitcher. E1.
And just like that, the Knights have their leadoff batter in scoring position.
And Dominguez is going to be one of these people that we were really going to have to keep an eye on. Laura down the first base, and it takes an odd hop off the turf and bounces foul. That would have at least gotten him over to third, and as slow as that was, who knows, Dominguez might have tried to bring it home.
Yeah, definitely the goal is right now to get Dominguez to third and then get him home for the Knights to get on the scoreboard, but hopefully they can get a little bit more offense going and put up a few runs here in the bottom of the first.
And Colbert, and there's a shot up the middle. That's going to get through, and that's going to be an RBI for Laura. That's a single and an RBI. Laura's first RBI. No, he had an RBI in the first game, please pardon. That is his second RBI on the season. That will put him in the lead on the team with RBIs.
2 RBIs so far on the day in both games. Definitely a good start to his season.
And that brings up Nightly News Player of the Year from 2019 and U.S. team player Conor Graham. He goes to second, doesn't get it. Odd play there. Wanted to go for 2, but with Laura's speed, that didn't happen.
And now the Knights have runners on first and second with still no outs, so definitely a good chance to not only tie the game up, but take the lead.
So I guess that would be scored a single, since it wouldn't be a fielder's choice. We need to, unfortunately, we don't have the official scorer on speed dial, so we're just going to give him a single there. Strike to Rosario, so 1 run in. First and second here. Things cooking up for the Knights, and they could pick up Christian Fulp here with a hit.
The pitch was fouled off by Rosario. Good hack by him, though.
Waited just a second too long. Graham aggressive there on that last at bat, Tyler.
Yeah, that he was. He went up there looking at first pitch, swinging, and I'll tell you, I'd like to see Rosario put one in the gap here and watch Laura and Conor both run.
So interesting, we have a different home plate umpire, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler. I think they switched the 2 umps that we have on the field.
Yeah, they normally do. If you ever watch Major League doubleheaders, they tend to switch umpires around, and understandable to give everybody a different look.
Wow, the call, third strike there, just caught the inside corner, strikes out Rosario. That still leaves us in a good position here, first and second, 1 out, 1 run in, as Dominguez scored on a Christian Laura RBI single. And we've got first and second for Jared Rivera. Rivera did struggle in the first game, did have a single, but 3 strikeouts, and right back up the box. What an amazing turn of events there. That could be one of the nicest catches I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was tough luck by Jared because he hit that ball right up the middle.
I mean, that's as hard as you're going to hit a ball. Somehow Colbert with an amazing catch that we might have to send into Sports Center tonight and see if it's going to be on Sports Center. That was just an unbelievable catch. And unfortunately for the Knights, as hard luck of a double play as you will ever see. Tyler, that's pretty wild. But the Knights do score 1 run, and it is 2-1, and Christian Fulp will go back out for the second inning.
Do you know a high school junior or senior who is looking to get a great career-focused education? Central Penn College is holding its spring open house on Saturday, March 7th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The college welcomes prospective students and their parents to attend the open house. You can register at www.centralpenn.edu/spring. Did you know that Central Penn College, unlike some institutions, does not charge any type of fee for applying? It's absolutely free. Go to our website at centralpenn.edu to apply.
All right, Fulp goes back to the mound. It's 2-1 game. We did get another run for him, but I got to tell you, that might be one of the most insane baseball plays I've ever seen, Tyler, that way that last inning ended.
That was a heck of a catch, and you got to give the pitcher Colbert credit on that. I mean, that's tough to do when the ball is lined back directly at you that fast. And the Knights, unfortunately, had runners at first and second with no outs, and were unable to score any runs. So we'll see how the rest of the game plays out.
All right. Fulp, the pitch to number 19, Whitmer. Alex Whitmer, a sophomore from Pine Grove Area High School. And straight back. Quick 2 strikes there. Fulp needs to get a quick inning here. Definitely labored through that first inning. Did get out of it with a strikeout and a putout to Moslak. But that's after Mahalchik, the 2 RBI single. And he gets that call. That's the kind of call that he needs right there, to be perfectly honest with you. Brings the count to 1-2.
Well, he kind of had a pitch like that in the top of the first inning that didn't go his way, so I'm glad to see that the call there did.
And the 3rd strike, and there's another situation where Finke has trouble coming up with the ball, but does get the put out there. That's twice now that on the 3rd strike that Finke's lost control of the ball, but I give him credit for coming up with it there and getting it out this time around. And that'll be Fulp's 2nd strikeout.
Yeah, quick inning here would definitely help Christian's confidence, and let's get the guys back in the dugout to get the bats going again, keep the momentum on our side.
Another good call there, outside corner there for Fulp. Mellon up to bat, number 21. Waves at that one. Stephen Mellon, a freshman from Royersford at Springford Area High School. A lot of freshmen for Penn State Schuylkill as well. I do remember last year, Tyler, when we called their game inside, and they're going to say he was hit by that pitch. That's 2 hit by pitches by Fulp, only in 2 innings. I do recall last year they had 3 or 4 people who started both games of the doubleheader were seniors. So they were probably in a similar situation to us, where we lost a few people, and then, you got to restock.
It can be tough when you have turnover like that, but I'm sure their coaches do a great job of going out and recruiting, and that's why you see a lot of freshmen.
Down to 3rd, Boyer. To Lara. To Rivera. What's the call? Looks like they only got 1 out there. That was a heck of a play. But they're only going to get the 5-4 put out for 2 outs from Kozar.
Nice try in a double play, though. It was close play. I thought they had him down the line. But hopefully that helps Christian's confidence. He's having a quick inning. It was a little unfortunate, though, when he hit the last batter. He had him on an 0-2 count. So hopefully he's able to get the next batter here pretty quick and get back to the dugout.
Fouquet, who is somebody we're going to not only have to deal with this year, but next year as well, as he is only a junior. Looks like they're checking Kozar to see if he is injured. Looks like he's grabbing his hamstring there. He's walking it off, but you will now see number 16, Colin Templin, a freshman from Pottsgrove Senior Area High School. And that does not look good for the leadoff hitter there. Again, Templin pinch running after that fielder's choice.
If I'm correct, I think Fouquet had some pretty big games against the Knights last season that we called.
I'll tell you what, I know that we split last year with them the one time we played, and I'm not sure if we had them a second time at home or not. To be honest, since we do play so many of the Penn State satellite campuses, it's a little tough to remember sometimes which one of them we played. And Fulp the pitch, they're almost instantly running, but he just took a big lead and stopped about halfway down. And Fulp's had to work so far, only in the second inning. 2-1, Penn State Schuylkill. And Fulp the pitch, and that's right up the middle. Dominguez can't get there. And that's going to be a line drive base hit. And it makes it 2 outs, and first and second going back to not quite getting the call at first base on that double play. Could come back to haunt Fulp, but let's hope it doesn't.
A nice job by Dominguez to lay out. Almost had a shot at stopping that ball, but again, Christian's just 1 out away from getting out of this inning and hopefully keeping Penn State off the scoreboard.
High and tight from Fulp. Interesting to see. I would be interested to see. Obviously, it is the hope of the head coach, and especially these doubleheaders, that your starter can go the distance. It's very common for complete games here in the way that our games are set up. Fulp, though, has to be over 40-plus pitches in 2 innings, and so I know that he said he's fully confident to go over 100, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen if they do have to go to the bullpen, Tyler.
It'll be interesting to see. Hayden Fox did an excellent job in the first game, going a complete game and not having to turn any of the pitchers out of the bullpen, but hopefully Christian can settle down and get it going, and if not, I'm sure Coach Stern will look to turn for somebody else.
So listed at pitcher at this point, and the Nick foul ball, that's going to be a strike. Listed at pitcher, of course, last year Peyton Paletti pitched. Pico, number 3 Michael Pico, number 5 Freddie Barr, number 7 Max Thorpe, number 10 Colby Edwards, number 17 Hayden Fox, and number 27 Ryan Stevens are listed at pitcher. So I would imagine that's and a shot down the third base line, and that's fair, and that's going to score at least 1. Graham gets it in very quickly, and so it only does score 1. Leininger the double. Templin scores, and Fiquette to third. So that makes it 3-1 Penn State Schuylkill. And again, going back to that double play call, allowed another runner to score and keep this inning going. There is 2 down. Lehman walked in the first.
The double play call was tough, but you can't hang your head over that. You just got to go back out and know that, hey, you only need 1 more out to get out of this inning.
And there goes a shot to left. Can Graham catch it? It's off the monster. 1 run will score. A second run will score. And that's a long single. Lehman the single, the 2 RBI. Fiquette and Leininger score. And that makes it 5-1 at this point for Penn State Schuylkill.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the way it's going right now, I don't know if Christian's going to be long for this game, so it'll be interesting to see when Coach Stern decides to turn to somebody else.
And Fulp, the pitch. Good pitch to come right back off there to Mihalchik. Mihalchik the single and 2 RBI in the first. 5-1 Schuylkill. And that popped straight back. All right, 0-1. Curveball does get away from Finke.
That's close to almost being another hit by pitch there for Christian. Just got to find a way to settle down right now.
I'm sure Stern wants to hang with Fulp as long as he can go. Give the senior a chance to battle back into... There's a shot to center, and that's going to fall in there, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Looks like they're going to hold him at third, so no more damage, although that ball gets away from Finke. Fortunately, not a very big backstop here. Pretty easy to get to, but it does not look like Christian's got his best stuff here today. And Coach Stern is going to come to the mound as we still are going here 5-1 in the second with runners on second and third and 2 down.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in business, accounting, marketing, or communications? Central Penn College offers more than 30 career-focused programs and flexible class formats, including in-person, online, and hybrid courses. For more information, visit our website at centralpenn.edu.
And Fulp stays in the game. And this is going to be a huge batter here as Kramer steps in. Number 42, Maverick Kramer, a freshman catcher from Millville.
Yeah, hopefully the mound visit by Coach Stern was able to help Christian take a breath and relax a little bit. Again, he only needs one more out to get out of this inning.
Strike called. And I do have to say that if not for an unbelievable catch in the first inning, Central Penn could still be batting at this point. Straight back. 2 strikes on Kramer.
Yeah, that Jared Rivera getting robbed of that hit, that might be a play we're talking about the rest of the season.
What a pitch there for Fulp. Where's that pitch been all day, my friend? And back-to-back strikeouts for Kramer. He's 0 for 2 on the day. But some serious damage done. 3 runs this inning, and that makes it 5-1 Penn State Schuylkill as we go to the bottom of the second, Tyler.
Are you interested in a healthcare career? Central Penn offers 2-year programs in physical therapy assistant, occupational therapy assistant, and medical assisting, as well as a bachelor's program in healthcare management. For more information, visit our website at centralpenn.edu.
And as we were just talking about, if it wasn't for that double play in the last inning, the first 3 batters reached base. Dominguez with a walk, Laura with a single, and Conor Graham with a single. Chris Rosario struck out, and Rivera just a blast off the bat, caught by Colbert and doubled up Laura on second base. I mean, really a tough break for the Knights. And then, unfortunately, Fulp had a little bit of a tough luck there last inning, especially after a very close double play ball went the way of Penn State Schuylkill. That would have gotten him out of the inning. We thought we had it there, but just couldn't get it done turning it. And that led to basically a wide open next few batters that drove in 3 more runs for Penn State Schuylkill. That brings them to the 5-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Boyer will lead off, and then we will see Stevens and Finke.
Well, we touched base on it in the bottom of the first inning. Penn State Schuylkill has a freshman pitcher out on the mound, so hopefully this Knights offense can get to him and score some runs.
Interestingly enough here, Zach Boyer went to East Pennsboro High School. How about that?
Hey, local kid.
I mean, you really can't get much more local than that. From Camp Hill. So definitely glad to have him aboard. He plays short and third. That was a shot but foul. Boyer made it on base all 3 times in the first game, but had no official at-bats because he walked 3 times.
I think
Did score a run.
Anytime you can get on base 3 times, I think you'll take that.
I will take it 100% of the time, and there's a heck of a... That is a very close play at first, but just by a half a step. Out goes Boyer on the putout. Next is Stevens, number 27, Ryan Stevens from Millville, PA. A lot of people from Millville playing in the game today. And right at the first baseman, first pitch swinging, and Moyer with the easy out. Whitmer with that put out.
I think the best way to approach this right now is with the freshman out on the mound is to try to work him a little bit, make him throw some pitches, see what he has. But
Finke, his first at bat of the season. Interesting to see how Finke does. I'm not sure if they're going to have a straight time split between Max Thorpe and Finke catching this season. So I'm going to be interested to see what he does with the bat here with 2 down. Big cut and a strike. That's 2 strikes quickly on Finke. And I got to tell you, Colbert, he must have seen his life flash before his eyes after that Rivera bomb. And they're going to call him a 3rd strike there and a strikeout for Finke. A quick bottom of the 2nd as Central Penn goes quietly there. And we will go to the top of the 3rd. Penn State Schuylkill leading 5-1 here at In the Net in Palmyra.
for the 2020-2021 academic year, Central Penn College is offering free housing to new students, both freshmen and transfer students who attend full-time and choose to live on campus. For more information, go to centralpenn.edu/free housing. Join the Nightly News Media Club. We offer an online newspaper, quarterly publications, weekly podcasts, and paid positions with our sports broadcast teams. For the spring term, we meet even-numbered weeks in ATEC 204 from noon to 1 p.m. Stop by and learn how you can get involved or email club advisor Paul Miller at paulmiller@centralpenn.edu for more information.
And we just had our meeting last Thursday. Our final meeting of the term will be Thursday of week 10 at noon. It'll be our special buffet. And you guys wanted some different things this time around, so I guess I'll just have to accommodate.
Yeah, I know Christian was talking about fried chicken and mac and cheese. That's a little different than what we're used to doing.
Hey, I don't have an issue with it. I'll happily get it. I'll have a couple pizzas too. You never have enough pizza, you know?
Pizza and subs usually the way to go.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people. You got to try to please a lot of people. I know some people, you know, are a little picky when it comes to their food, and that's fine. Well, Fulp really has to show us something here. 5-1, and through 2, he really had gotten unlucky. So before Kramer's strikeout allowed 4 consecutive base hits. Did leave 2 people on last inning, which is a step in the right direction. And a beautiful pitch there.
Well, 1-2-3 inning here for Fulp could really help boost the confidence and hopefully get the bats going again in the bottom of the inning.
Has hit a batter in each of the first 2 innings, so I'd like to see him avoid that. So quickly 2 strikes for Fulp. And that's going to go to Dominguez. He's got a heck of an arm for the shortstop.
Ball definitely took a hop there. It's a nice play by him with the ball coming off the turf. But there we go. It's a quick first out.
Definitely nice to see. So Moslak retired. Brings up Whitmer here.
It seems like the calls that Christian wasn't getting in the first couple innings, he definitely seems to be getting now, which is a good sign.
Is this like a naked gun type of situation where the umpires just want to either get out of here or extend the game as long as possible?
Well, I think the first game went by pretty fast. So.
An hour and 45 minutes it took the first game, and we started this one just a little bit after 4. It's already been 45 minutes for the first inning and a half. And Fulp, the pitch, a little high there. He wants to get those guys to chase. My only fear is that he leaves that one out over the plate, and that would be one just like a pitch like what Conor hit this home run in the first game. And just foul. Whitmer hanging in there.
You have to give the Penn State Schuylkill hitters credit. They're laying off that pitch that Christian's really trying to get. So Christian just has to look for something different right now.
will be interesting to see, depending on how long the game goes. It's a little high there for Fulp. If we are going to see the lights this evening.
I think that would be exciting. I don't think we've ever called a game under the lights before.
One game in the first season, another foul. Brian and Professor Thomas Davis called that game. I was actually not in the state that evening, and I did get to miss the only night game in Knights history, at least in terms of our broadcasts. That game that's a deep fly to center near a collision there. And I'm sure that's not what Stern wants to see, though. Stevens does come down with the ball there in right field. Yeah, that game is still available on our YouTube channel. Every game that we've ever broadcast is available on demand at our YouTube channel at any time, including all of our basketball games from this season and all of our baseball games from the last 2 seasons.
I think that would be interesting if they could schedule maybe a weekend game out here.
There's a shot to left, but Graham with the catch. And I got to say, 2 deep shots, but Christian does sit him down 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it's Penn State Schuylkill 5, Knights 1.
Career Services invites you to a fun and exciting event for students, alumni, employers, faculty, and staff during the spring term. On April 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., they will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Career Resource Center on the Summerdale campus. There will be lots of free food, drinks, and door prizes. For more information about our events, stop by the Career Resource Center in room 53 of Ballinger Hall, or email us at careerservices@centralpenn.edu.
And Tyler, that's something that's near and dear to your heart. I'm sure you're going to be doing the planning for that.
Yeah, there's been some plans in place so far.
Tyler, in addition to working for us and doing his internship at PCN, also works in the Career Services office with our really good friend Steve Hassinger. How are you enjoying that so far?
I tell you, I am really enjoying it. I think Steve is a great guy to work with. He's understanding of the school schedule, the internship schedule, and he is easy to talk to, easy to ask questions, and I really value my time getting to work with him.
And nobody on that campus is going to be a better asset to you in terms of finding a career position when you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. When the opportunity was brought up to get to work with him in the Career Resource Center, I definitely was something I wanted to take advantage of.
Tyler, if only you could get paid for how many tweets you send out, because gosh, you would be a very rich man. Follow Tyler on Twitter at heels_r_better, especially if you are a WWE fan or an Atlanta Braves fan. Tyler's got some hot takes on those 2 things, in addition to some other things. One thing I haven't seen you tweeting about, Tyler, is the XFL.
I've been busy somewhat on the weekend. Like today we're here at the field all day, so I've been keeping my eye on what's going on. It's interesting. I think it definitely gives you a different feel from the NFL game.
I enjoy it. I've watched several games each and every week. It definitely is not the drop-off in terms of talent that I thought the AAF had. I watched a couple AAF games, and the drop-off in talent was terrible. The XFL, the talent is pretty good. There's some excellent quarterbacks out there. Josh Johnson had a big game yesterday. Obviously, you'll see Cardale Jones. There was a gentleman yesterday for the St. Louis team that was really something else. I think he's played very well. So,
yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if, as the season goes on, if maybe you'll see more ex-NFL players want to come out. I know guys like Johnny Manziel, Colin Kaepernick, even Robert Griffin III's name has been brought up to potentially come into the league. So,
well, our G3's still backing up Lamar in Baltimore.
That he is, but who knows? Maybe he decides to look for another starting job, and
very true.
Could be something he would want to do.
I got to tell you, Edwards here really working the count. Colby Edwards, this is his first official at bat as a Knight from Reading, PA. foul straight back. Definitely starting to see the sun start to set a little bit here. I wouldn't at all be surprised if the lights did come on at some point soon.
It's hard to believe next week is daylight savings time already.
Hey,
So,
I'll take it.
yep, I'm okay with that.
A shot. It's going to be trouble. Barehanded in the field of play, but no throw there. And Edwards, in his first ever at bat, gets a hit.
Nice speed, hustling down the line, was able to get that out as a hit. So
Dominguez walked and scored in the first. No one out here. First, so we've got man on first for Dominguez. Just a little high.
So you think Dominguez will be a player this season that we'll be keeping our eye on base?
Obviously, he did get caught stealing in that first game, but he is, I think between him and Fulp hitting one or two or both, and that ball foul, so no advancement for the runner, although I'm not sure I saw any contact there. Definitely whether Dominguez hits one or two, it's going to be an interesting situation. Now the Knights start off with 4 consecutive home games, as we do 2 today, and Tyler and Brian will be back with you for the first game on Wednesday. I'll be sitting in with Tyler for the second game before going to Valley Forge and then right back home for Williamson Trade on Wednesday the 11th for a 4 and a 6. I'll tell you right now, Tyler, that 6 o'clock game, that'll be under the lights.
Well, pretty exciting to do that game. So we'll be looking forward to that.
Dominguez, a couple of fouls there.
But I do want to, you brought up Brian Christiana's name. I would like to give him a shout out, graduating in March. I know he was on the last broadcast talking about his upcoming job with the Lancaster Barnstormers, and so we're looking forward. We're happy for him, and hopefully he has a good career ahead of him.
You guys both have so many different jobs. It's kind of hard to keep up where you're going. I'm sure it's probably difficult for you too sometimes.
It definitely is, but you getting into that part of your life after college, and that's when you kind of hope things start working out for you. So we know it's working out for Brian, and I'm happy for him.
Dominguez is shot to right. Lazy pop fly that's retired. So 1 down, runner on first, brings up Laura, who had a single and an RBI in the first inning. The only Knights run batted in thus far, was the second player of the game. Again, we are going to talk about that shot to Rivera when he comes back up here, and how Colbert's probably lucky to have even made that catch. I'm sure he would probably agree. Paul Miller, Tyler Coleman here with you. Brian Christiana is out in the crowd giving us a hand. A bunt that's outside, and he's going to be in there with a steal is Edwards. So Edwards a single and a steal in just his first at-bat as a Knight. Pretty impressive.
Can't ask for a much better start than that. So, good job to get in the scoring position. Let's see if the Knights can get him home.
And Christian Laura playing second base here today. Very questionable call there.
Yeah, definitely get some outside calls. Like you said, might be a game the umpires are looking to move along.
It does get cold out there. Pulls back on the bunt, does Laura, gives him a strike. Interesting choice there from Laura, but still has a shot here with 2 strikes. Probably won't see him bunt here. Big cut and struck him out. Next, Conor Graham. Big home run in the first game. Had the nice line drive single in the first. Unfortunately, didn't get to move beyond first base because of that double play to Rivera, but there is a runner in scoring position for Graham, and a base hit here could quickly make it 5-2.
Ryan Colbert's definitely pitching well right now for Penn State Schuylkill.
He's definitely, I give him credit on that curveball. He's got a good four-seam fastball. It looks like he's alternating a change every so often. So a three-pitch pitcher, it looks like. And another strike there to Graham. And I got to tell you, this is a liberal strike zone. There's no question about it.
Well, no better player than Conor to try to spark the offense right now.
Outside ball for Conor Graham. Again, Conor got to represent Team USA in international play over the summer in Spain and Scotland. He was on our most recent sports podcast that I was on with Tyler Coleman. So go back and check out some of his stories about that competition. And as Coach Stern will tell you, he believes that his team has a shot to at least get into the conversation of the Small College World Series. And I can't argue with him. And there's a shot to center, but directly at the center fielder. And that will retire the side. No runs, one hit, one left. We're going to go to the top of the fourth. It is Penn State Schuylkill 5, your Central Penn Knights 1.
Career Services invites you to a fun and exciting event for students, alumni, and employers, faculty, and staff during the spring term. On June 10th from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., you are invited to join us for the 16th Annual Town Meeting and Business Partner of the Year Breakfast in the Conference Center. For the second year in a row, we will honor 2 Student Interns of the Year, in addition to our Business Partner of the Year. For more information about our events, stop by the Career Resource Center in room 53 of Bollinger Hall or email us at careerservices@centralpenn.edu.
I definitely hope, Tyler, that you're going to be going to that Business Partner of the Year breakfast. I'm looking for it. That's always one of my favorite events.
Yeah, we went to it last year, and it was definitely fun, especially hearing the intern stories when they were up there telling us about everything that they go through.
I don't know that you would necessarily be in the running for that since you're still on your internship. But so Tyler also works over at PCN, the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Tell the listeners a little bit about what you do over at PCN.
Well, I'm really enjoying my time there. It's hard to believe I'm actually down only 2 more weeks left. But
they're going to keep you on.
I definitely think they're going to keep me on part-time. I get to participate in helping with the live shows. The biggest one is the Monday through Wednesday call-in program. I've also helped with the OTI shows, which are on the issues, journalist roundtables and different shows like that. And I get to help edit and work on videos that get posted to the website. And I'm definitely feel like I'm learning a lot, and I really valued my time there and look forward to hopefully staying on.
Well, we certainly hope. And I got to tell you, Tyler, one of the coolest things, I'll tell you what I will say before I say this. Fulp does look like he's calmed down a little bit. Definitely pitching well still. One of the things, the greatest things I remember personally was when you screenshotted an opportunity for your name to be in the credits. That was really awesome. Shot to Dominguez, and Rivera can't come up with it. And it will be interesting to see how that's scored there. Templin. It was a tough scoop, but I believe that will be an error.
So you touched base about the team potentially making a Small College World Series. Actually, Christian Fulp wrote an excellent piece about their trip back in 2017, posted on the Nightly News blog. People can go back, take a look at that.
blogs.centralpenn.edu/nightly news, and that one's going to not quite it does make it through the hole. And this is sort of reminiscent of a couple of innings ago here, Tyler, and we got first and second here.
Looks like Coach Stern now is taking a trip back out to the mound, trying to calm Christian down here.
So first and second, no one out here in the top of the fourth inning.
We know Coach Stern is going to stick with Christian as long as he can, but it'll be interesting to see here if he gives up any more runs and the lead gets any bigger for Penn State, if they'll stick with Christian through the rest of the inning.
Nice pitch there from Fulp. Looked like a changeup for a quick 0-1 count. And there's a high pop-up, but looks like it should be well within the reach of Conor Graham. Gets the ball back in, no run tags. Christian backing up the third baseman there, and that might have saved them a runner advancing. Lininger the pop out to Graham.
That pitch did seem to be left up a little bit, so I'm glad that they were able to get the fly out on that.
First and second, one down for Lehman, who walked and singled in a run last inning. Big cut there. It's 5-1 here, Penn State Schuylkill. Big strike there from Fulp.
So Christian started 6 games last year. He did go for 3 complete games. So I think he has a good chance of getting a complete game in this game, but we'll see as long as he can keep his pitch count down.
Struck out on 3 consecutive pitches was Lehman. He looked fooled on that last one, which brings up to the plate Mahalchik, a single, a double, and 2 RBI so far today. The runners looked like they were going, broke about halfway. Not really sure why you would steal up 5-1 with 2 outs and with a runner in scoring position, but that's why I'm in the booth and not in the dugout, Tyler.
Hey, that's a good question. You know they're looking for some more add-on runs, but definitely don't think that's the smartest choice to be looking to steal right there.
I wouldn't say so with 2 outs. Big hook there from Fulp. I got to give you credit. After that as I go back to the missed double play, after that inning, he set down the side last inning and is looking pretty good here, even though he does have 2 runners on and 2 outs. Kramer on deck has already struck out twice.
If Christian can keep the Penn State Schuylkill team off the scoreboard for the rest of the game, I definitely think the Knights offense has a chance to get this game tied up.
Easy out, 5 unassisted there as he forces the third out. Does the third baseman, Boyer. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 5-1 Penn State Schuylkill. Hopefully the Knights can battle back and help and pick up senior Christian Fulp here on opening day.
Join us for Alumni Night at Harrisburg Senators. On Friday, June 12th, the Harrisburg Senators take on the Erie Seawolves. The alumni picnic from 6 to 8 o'clock and includes hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue chicken, baked beans, mac and cheese, coleslaw, chips, cookies, soda, and water. Tickets are $17 for ages 13 and older, $6 for ages 4 to 12, as well as Golden Knight Society members. Tickets are now available. Check the alumni events on the website for this and other upcoming events at www.centralpenn.edu/alumni-events.
Well, I got to tell you, Tyler, that I'm extremely proud of your efforts over at PCN. I definitely hope that you are able to stay on the call-in shows and the On the Issues and the Journalist Roundtable programs that they produce at PCN. Excellent public affairs reporting. Also, a great place for high school and college sports. Certainly would love to see if there's ever an opening in their sports department, if you'd ever be able to move over there.
I would definitely be interested in that. We actually just carried a sports classic game last Thursday. I helped produce the show where their sports anchor, Bob McCool, was talking about some of the past high school basketball games, and they're looking forward to the playoffs taking place here next month.
Rosario, to a deep shot to right, unfortunately caught by the right fielder, Mahalchik. So one quick out from their, arguably one of their best hitters, Chris Rosario. Now this is what's really interesting here. Rivera just with an absolute shot. And interestingly enough, and one of the nicest plays you'll ever see, Colbert caught the ball and doubled off Laura on second base.
Yeah, that was definitely a good play by the pitcher, but tough luck for Jared, and you know he's looking to get a hit back right now.
Tough luck if I've ever seen it. We will have to send that into ESPN tonight to see if they're going to put that on top plays, because that, in my mind, is a top play. And the pitch. Low.
Be some good exposure for Central Penn to get shown on ESPN.
Well, maybe you can tweet at them with a little clip of the game. Make a little clip. And there's one deep! And pretty sure that no one's even thinking about that. Unfortunately, foul. That's twice now that Rivera hit one it would have been way out of here. Unfortunately, just foul. That one was even closer to being fair than the other one was.
Definitely thought that was almost a home run down the line. Been a tough day for Jared here for the combined two games. Hopefully he can get on base here and try to help spark the offense.
He's 1 for 4 in the first game, and then did have that double play last time, and he's going to get rung up. That's his 4th strikeout on the day. And 2 quick outs, which brings us to Boyer, number 14, Zach Boyer from Camp Hill from East Pennsboro High School. He grounded out in the second inning to lead off. Strike there.
Well, it looks like the games that we're going to call on Wednesday, it's supposed to be in the high 50s.
Yeah, it's supposed to be gorgeous.
Hopefully a little bit warmer than today. Pitcher Colbert looks to be a little wild right now. Let's see if Boyer can find a pitch he'd like to hit here.
And down and away. There's a shot to second, and that's going to be put out. Well, 1, 2, 3 inning for Colbert, including Rosario and Rivera. But we are going to go to the top of the 5th. Central Penn Knights trail Penn State Schuylkill 5-1.
The Billar Family Foundation was formed with the intentions of helping to empower youth through sustainable sports funding. The Billar Family Foundation is a public charity founded in 2008 by Jerry Billar II and the Billar family to provide a resource for caring individuals and the causes they support, enabling them to make a charitable impact on the community. We help donors of many variations such as individuals, companies, or endowments that are passionate with their young athletics and want to create an everlasting impact. We help create permanent charitable funds of everlasting impact. These funds ensure that people of vision will have an enduring influence on the life of their community, the positive impact of our young leaders of tomorrow, and the charitable causes they hold dear. For more information, please go to the Billar Family Foundation website at the-bff.com. Did you know that Central Penn College, unlike some institutions, does not charge any type of fee for applying? It's absolutely free. Go to our website at centralpenn.edu to apply.
Well, we are going to go to the top of the fifth. Fulp still out there trying to battle through and give his team some valuable innings. I have to tell you, he definitely has pitched better, only allowing one hit the past 2 innings. Strike 1 from Fulp. And he hit him. Maurer, pinch hit for Kramer there. And was promptly hit by the pitch. Now number 22, Dylan Reese pinch hits for Moslak.
Yeah, Christian unfortunately has struggled a little bit with the hit batters in this game, but hopefully he can get it going and finish out this game strong.
All right, first base, 1 down. That's going to go right up the middle. This should be a double play. Dominguez unassisted and Rivera the dig. That was incredible. And that will retire the side on that double play. All right, no runs, no hits, none left for Fulp, who gets out of that one pretty easily. And that will take us to the bottom of the fifth with this Penn State Schuylkill leading 5-1.
Do you have young children? How does a free movie and free popcorn sound? Pretty good, right? Central Penn's Family Flicks film series shows recent, kid-friendly films on a Saturday every other month in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater. The next film is Frozen 2 on Saturday, March 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. This event is free and open to the public. Central Penn College will host Let Our Success Be Your Success on Thursday, March 12th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Lancaster Center. At the event, you will meet a panel of Central Penn graduates and learn how a degree has changed their lives and how it might impact yours. The Lancaster Center is located on 1905 Old Philadelphia Pike in Lancaster.
All right, we are going to go to the bottom of the fifth. Central Penn trailing 5-1. Stevens, Finke, Edwards due up. Stevens flew out to the first baseman in the second inning. So it'll be a second at bat of the day. Earlier today, Stevens did go 2 for 3. reaching base 3 times on a fielder's choice. So actually he would have went 2 for 2. Those fielder's choices don't count as an official at bat, Tyler.
Unfortunately, they don't, but anytime you can get on base, you'll take it, whether it's a fielder's choice.
Well, it does help your on-base percentage.
Yes, it does.
Interesting. I'm definitely going to be interested to see Stevens on the mound at some point this year. And the pitch straight back. One and two for Stevens here, bottom 5.
How many you want?
And there's a chopper right at the mound. That's going to be a really tough play. And Stevens will get a base hit there to start the inning. That's huge. Finke, Edwards, and then we're back to the top of the order with Dominguez. If we could get a couple of people on base here for the heart of the order, you never know what might happen, Tyler.
Yeah, we're trying to look for a spark for this offense, and only takes one guy to get on base to get it going, so we'll see what'll happen.
Finke struck out in the second. This is his second at-bat of the day and second at-bat of the season here on opening day 2020. Opening day, it just has a great feel.
It really does. We've been looking forward to this for a while.
And I got to say, we got very, very lucky in the off-season that we did not get a lot of snow, so we can even be here today. Even though it is a little chilly on the chilly side, I'll admit. We probably have the best seat in the house, I'd argue, but...
Well, hopefully the weather will continue to cooperate, and we won't have too many makeup games this year.
And did you see what just happened, Tyler? The lights are now on, so we can technically say we're playing under the lights here at In the Net. Check swing. That's the second time Finke has got caught in a check swing. I'm sure Stern, that might be something that Stern addresses with him. And Colbert. Finke stepped out there. Paul Miller, Tyler Coleman at In the Net in Palmyra. We hope one of these days you can join us here at this beautiful field. Big cut from Finke, and he'll go down on strikes there. But certainly not. We will have all of your home baseball games for the Knights in 2020 here on the Nightly News YouTube channel. We'll be back here with you Wednesday the 4th for Penn State Hazleton. And Tyler Coleman, Brian Christiana will bring you Game 1, and I'll be back here with Tyler Coleman for Game 2.
Definitely looking forward to that. I enjoyed calling games with yourself and Brian last year, so I'm looking forward to another great year this year.
Well, I will say that I believe it was at the last game of the season when you guys had your first all-student affair, and then you had the same situation this year with baseball when you and Christian did 2 games without me this year.
Yeah, I enjoyed working with Christian as well, and it's always something to look forward to every year. I think whenever students can get together and we bounce back and forth off each other during a broadcast, it's definitely a great experience for us.
Edwards, single and a steal in the third, so he's 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Getting into early evening at this point. Some shadowing up on the field, which I always find interesting because a lot of commentators in Major League Baseball talk about the shadows. Obviously, it would probably have a lot more to do if the sun is overhead and very, very powerful. But there are some shadows creeping in the batter's box there. They have got to swing at those outside pitches because this ump continues to call that outside pitch. Rings up, Edwards looking. 2 down for Dominguez, who walked and scored and then lined out to the right fielder, so he's 1 for 2 on the day.
Well, going back to your comment on shadows, I mean, they definitely affect the hitters and the pitcher. So it can be tough to see if you're in the batter's box which way it's hard to pick the ball up coming out of the pitcher's hand.
Outside, that'll bring it to a 1-1 count. It's 5-1 Penn State Schuylkill here, and the Knights are running out of time here as we are in the bottom of the 5th. Remember, we're only playing 7 innings today in doubleheaders in college. It's 2 7-inning games. There's one deep, and the center fielder's going to have to back up. Does have enough room, but that was a nice ride there by Dominguez. Unfortunately, it was caught. So that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, none left, and we are going to go to the top of the 6th. And it is 5-1 Penn State Schuylkill leading Central Penn.
Hide and Seek, the 6th student devised play, hits the stage of the Capitol Blue Cross Theater this week. In the play, the student actors ask the audience to join them in a game of hide and seek. The actors wonder, where are you hidden in our stories? Tickets are $3 for students and $10 for the public. You have 3 opportunities to catch hide and seek this week. Thursday, March 5th at 7:30 p.m., Friday, March 6th at 7:30 p.m., and Saturday, March 7th at 2:30 p.m.
Well, Fulp is going to go out here for the 6th. Definitely has to be getting up there in pitches, though I will say that the last 3 innings have been much more smooth, only allowing 1 walk and 1 hit over the last 3 innings. Again, Tyler, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but man, that double play ball, that's really what haunted Fulp at this point, because he should have gotten out of that inning, and it should only be 2-1. But again, we can't rely on looking back in the past. But that's a play that Christian, I'm sure, wishes he could have back.
Exactly. You can't look back in the past, and you just got to keep looking forward. And a 2-1 would be a lot better score right now, but at the same time, you got to get the offense going to score some runs. So if the offense continues to struggle, you would still lose the game 2-1 anyways. But Christian definitely has done a great job. He had some early struggles, but the last few innings he's done a terrific job of turning it around, and hopefully it's been a big confidence booster for him.
Big strike, and I'll tell you what, throwing that first pitch, that first pitch strike is always something that's really big for Christian. And there's a grounder to short. Dominguez, the first. Rivera does pick that, but I will say, Dominguez has an unbelievable arm, but I will say he's probably not too happy with his accuracy to first. That's the 3rd time Rivera in this game alone has had to pick that ball out of the dirt, but off of the turf, I suppose you would say, Tyler.
Yeah, off of the turf seems probably a little bit more correct in this game. Definitely got to find some more accuracy on the throws to first. Rivera does a nice job at picking those balls out of the dirt or off the turf, as you would say.
So this is still Colin Templin, who entered the game after the very first hitter, Kozar, was injured, running out a ball to first. So Templin's back to the top of the order here in the top of the 6th. Only 2 more chances for the Knights. And Fulp trying to lead his team to at least getting some innings here. Down 4 here in the top of the 6th. I will say, though, for anybody who says that, and I always hate this, that baseball is a slow game, they're not watching this game, that's for sure.
No, this is definitely a little bit on the slower side, but I mean, the first game went by somewhat fast, so can't complain too much about that.
Templin with a single, got back through. Dominguez couldn't quite get there, but definitely gave it a nice effort. 5-1 here in the top of the 6th. Fulp, with 1 down, trying to get out of this inning. Could do so with a double play ball here if he got a grounder to the left side of the infield. Off-speed pitch there. I would say it's probably his changeup. Fastball, curve, change for Fulp. He also said it's told me personally he throws a slider. There's another good strike right across the middle.
Over the past few innings, Christian has definitely done a much better job of keeping the pitches on the outside of the plate. And so it's making it more difficult for the Penn State Schuylkill hitters to go down and get him.
Keeping him honest at first is Templin. Not quite sure if Templin thought this is how he was going to get into the game due to an injury to a teammate.
Yeah, definitely never a way you want to get into the game with a teammate getting injured, but definitely also an opportunity to take advantage of the time that you have to play.
And there goes Templin. There was that ground ball they were looking for. Unfortunately, Templin was going, so that worked out for him. So we'll call that one a fielder's choice to advance the runner. And Fouquet, who has been a busy guy today, does advance that runner to second, put him in scoring position for Leininger, who was hit by a pitch and scored in the first, doubled and had an RBI and scored in the second, and then lined out to the left fielder last inning. And that's going to go right to Dominguez. He's been busy. And another throw right on target. He must have heard us from out in the field there. And that will retire the side. Not after one hit and one left. And we're going to go to the bottom of the sixth. And it's Central Penn in a hole, down 5-1 to Penn State Schuylkill.
The second movie of 2020 in the quarterly CPC film series will be A League of Their Own. You can watch this fictional account of All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, starring Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Madonna, and Lori Petty, on Friday, April 24th at 6:30 p.m. at the Capitol Blue Cross Theater. Professor Paul Miller will give a brief talk on the film prior to the viewing, and there will be food and snacks available for donation to the Nightly News Media Club. Doors open at 6 p.m. The event is free and open to the public.
So that was actually that's gonna be our spring fundraiser. Last year, I believe that we made over $100. I had some soup and some sandwiches, and we had candy and sodas, and we look forward to you guys coming.
League of Their Own, definitely a great movie, so hopefully be able to get a lot of people to come out and see it.
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I actually was looking at doing Major League, and then I determined that I do some volunteer work in the community with the Challenger Baseball program, and I really wanted to have some of my kids come over, some of my players come over and see me, so I didn't know that Major League was necessarily appropriate for a younger crowd. So that is going to be family friendly for a League of Their Own, so please consider bringing out the kiddos for and my talk is going to be all about baseball. I haven't really taken too much of a look at it, but I've already got a general idea of what I'm going to talk about. So any of you baseball fans, I'd love you to come out and we can talk a little bit more about this great film. Well, Tyler, as we go to the bottom of the sixth, it's do or die time here for the Knights. Laura, oh my gosh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So he's hit in the head. Is new the pinch hitter Brian Rodriguez here, who pinch hit for Laura, hit him in the head. Fortunately, he had that helmet on there, and he's going to stay in the game.
Yeah, Laura did not appreciate that.
I
quickly turned around and looked at the catcher. And
first pitch, I mean,
yeah.
It was the first pitch out of his hand. I'm not sure if maybe, I don't want to speculate. I hope there was no ill will toward that. I don't know anybody who wants to go beanballing here.
I wouldn't think there was any ill will. I think, you also have to remember it's cold out, so it could be hard to get a grip on the baseball, but definitely anytime you see a player get hit in the head, it does make you question.
I guess Graham, he had a right down Main Street there. He had been swinging at the first pitch the last couple times. Maybe he wanted to work the count there. And there was one for him, and he skies that to the moon. I know that's one he wishes he had back. as he pops out to the shortstop. And Rodriguez still at first for Rosario. And I got to tell you, if they're going to get anything going on, it's got to happen right now as Chris Rosario steps in. Struck out, popped out in the fourth. Rosario's really struggled today. He did have a single and a double in the first game, but this game he hasn't found his stroke.
Yeah, this is definitely the part of the order where the Knights got to get the bats working if they want to have a chance to come back and win this game. You don't want to be down 5-1 heading into the last inning, so right now would be the time to get going.
That's going to come straight back too. (5-1) Penn State. Schuylkill leads. Looking like, unless the bats can come around, we're going to split this opening day matchup. Doubleheader with the Penn State Schuylkill. And there's a shot to center. And that's going to go all the way to the wall. It's going to hit off the base of the wall. Rodriguez is being waved. That is a big-time double from Chris Rosario to score Rodriguez and make it a 5-2 game. And that's exactly what we said we needed there, Tyler.
Well, you know, Rodriguez probably had to be happy to score on that play after getting hit in the head. So, good way to get it going. Now, hopefully, the Jared Rivera can step up with a big hit here.
And interestingly enough, if Rivera could find his way on base, the tying run would come up with Boyer. Ball, that one's low. Definitely interesting to see what's going to happen here with Colbert. Colbert's really been in command today. But as we come into the sixth, he may be tiring. Does get the outside corner on that one.
Colbert tiring out, definitely playing in the Knights' favor here, going into the later innings of the game.
I'm interested to see if Fulp will come back out for the seventh.
I think as well as he's pitching over the past few innings, you kind of have to. I mean, I know we don't know his exact pitch count, but definitely off of durability at this point. I mean, he's been pitching great.
I would imagine he's very close to 100 pitches. And Colbert eyes Rosario. Low. Does get away from number 28, the catcher, Lehman, who I've got to give you a lot of credit. He threw out several runners today. He's got a heck of an arm back there behind the plate for Penn State Schuylkill. And as the sun goes down, the temperatures also go down. Even though we're here under the lights, it's definitely getting chilly. Big hack from Rivera, and he is not happy with himself. Fortunately, he didn't try to break that bat over his leg, though, because that probably wouldn't have felt too good.
No, that would have hurt a little bit, especially in the cold weather.
All right, this is Boyer's opportunity to do something here. He grounded out in the second, and grounded out both in the second and the fourth. And Rosario is off after that pitch gets away. No throw from Lehman. And the passed ball there.
Well, base hit here now makes it 5-3.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Definitely would like to get Rosario home here. And that's up and outside. Well, here, Paul Miller, Tyler Coleman here with you on opening day here for Central Penn Knights men's baseball in the 2020 campaign. Strike there for Colbert. Boyer lets it go. I got to tell you, I'm definitely looking forward to an amazing season. We have 6 more home dates. We'll be having doubleheaders every game, and we're going to be here supporting our Knights baseball team this season with Brian Christiana and Tyler Coleman and Parker Rose and Tyrene Smalley, and we're going to be bringing you coverage of all the home matchups this season here at In the Net. Beautiful place to watch a game, though, I got to tell you, Tyler.
It really is. I mean, last year we played on some of the other fields across the street, and they were nice, but I think this field definitely is a lot better.
And the 4-3 put out, that's going to retire the side. The Knights do add on 1, but they are still up against it here as they are down by 3 as we head into 7.
Are you involved in fundraising? If so, you don't want to miss this free workshop, How to Get Your Board to Fundraise. Join Master Trainer Chad Barger for a discussion on the importance on maximizing the impact of your board members. This free event occurs on Monday, April 27th at 10:30 a.m. to noon at the Lancaster Center. The Billar Family Foundation was formed with the intentions of helping to empower youth through sustainable sports funding. The Billar Family Foundation is a public charity founded in 2008 by Jerry Billar II and the Billar family to provide a resource for caring individuals and the causes they support, enabling them to make a charitable impact on the community. We help donors of many variations, such as individuals, companies, or endowments that are passionate with youth athletics and want to create an everlasting impact. We help create permanent charitable funds of everlasting impact. These funds ensure that people of vision will have an enduring influence on the life of their community, the positive impact of our young leaders of tomorrow, and the charitable causes they hold dear. For more information, please go to the Billar Family Foundation website at the-bff.com.
And again, thank you to the Billar family here for helping make this broadcast possible. If you ever see the Billars, thank them for telling them that you're enjoying the nightly news and enjoying this coverage that we're giving to you. Professor Paul Miller here. I'm sitting in with Tyler Coleman. I got to tell you, I couldn't be happier to be here with you, to have this opportunity to call this ball game today. And it's one of the best things that I get to do in my job is to sit here and call games. I look forward to being here with you throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I look forward to being here with you as well. We had a great season last year and look forward to the 6 remaining dates that we have left, and I think it's going to be a great season.
All right. Well, we're going to go to the top of the 7th. Lehman walked in the first, a single in the second, struck out in the fourth. Christian Fulp has really settled down over the last 4 innings, has not allowed a run. That's popped straight up.
Yeah, you take out those first couple innings that Christian pitched in, and really he's been shutting down this Penn State Schuylkill lineup ever since.
So we're all going to go back to that double play back in the second inning that was the Knights didn't get the call. And there's a shot to center. Nice catch, though. Great catch from Edwards in center. And Paletti's getting in some work here behind the plate, it looks like. Nice to see him back this year. Definitely have some fond memories of him pitching last year, as well as his smart defense behind the plate. So Finke, looks like he's going to be done for the day. He's going to be 0 for 2. Looks like Paletti will get a shot to bat here in the bottom of the 7th, which is something that I'm sure the Knight fans are looking forward to.
I think Finke will have some good leadership to go off of there, learning from Max Thorpe and Paletti himself. As a young freshman coming in, it's always nice to have leadership there that can help you at your position.
Got to give Fulp credit for battling back here in innings 3 through 6, and obviously right here. And this is number 0, Kevin Coppinger, who is pinch hitting. On deck, you'll see Owen Maher. And that's going to be tough. What a catch! Oh, he couldn't hold on to it. What an effort, though, from that was Rodriguez. Amazing effort. Could not hang on. That was big.
He definitely laid out for that ball. I thought he had a terrific chance of catching it, but you know, as Christian, you got to love the effort from your defenders going out there and giving everything he had to try to catch that ball.
Christian definitely looks like he's starting to tire a little bit, but he's definitely still locating his fastballs, though.
Well, only 2 more outs to get here.
Oh, it gets through, and it gets past Rivera, but they are going to keep him at first and second here. Maher's going to come up. Number 2, Maslak, excuse me.
Again, it seems like we've kind of touched base on this throughout the game. That, again, just one ground ball can get him out of this inning, and let's get the Knights offense back to work.
So none out, first and second. Outside for Fulp.
Christian's been pitching well. We'd like to see him finish this game off strong.
Another ball for Fulp. And this is a huge batter here. Fulp cannot afford to load the bases with no one out. There's a good fastball that catches the outside corner for Fulp.
Christian's been getting the outside calls, so if I were him, I would continue to keep going there.
And there's a potential double play ball, but Dominguez is just going to take the one. I guess I don't have a problem with that. At least we got one out on the fielder's choice.
Now we got 2 outs in the inning, so you would have liked the double play there, but at least you took the play where you knew you could get the out.
So number 19, Alex Whitmer to the plate. He's a sophomore from Pine Grove. Whitmer struck out, popped out, and grounded into a double play. So he's 0 for 3 on the day. 1 down, but the first base open. Do you walk a batter here to load him up? Doesn't look like that's what Fulp's intention.
No, Christian's definitely going right at him. I'd like to see him finish this game off strong, get the last hitter here. Hopefully the offense can back him up.
Now, I know that you are a baseball coach in your own right, Tyler. So tell us a little bit more about your experience with baseball.
Yeah, I am. I help coach the Cedar Cliff Youth Baseball League. It's actually my brother's team. He's 12 years old. We have a great time working with younger kids and helping them teach the proper way to play the game.
And we're going to get out of the inning there with a great catch by Rodriguez. And good for him. He's good to see that he's doing well after taking that hit to the head. But Tyler, we are not looking in too good a shape as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's 5-2, and the Knights have a long way to go to catch up.
For the 5th straight year, Central Penn College earned the military-friendly school designation. Currently, Central Penn has 55 students who are either veterans or who are active in the military or National Guard. The Student Veterans of America Club is accepting new members. Students must be veterans or active military to join. For more information about the club, contact Student Success Coach and Club Advisor Dan Garisi at 717-728-2367.
Looks like we have a new pitcher here, number 12, Sean Duffy. We saw Duffy in the first game playing third base, was 0 for 2 on the campaign, but I'll tell you what, this guy's got some really good stuff here, just looking at him in practice. And so we're looking at Stevens, probably Paletti and Edwards here, the bottom of the order for the Knights, and we have to figure out how to score 3 runs here. So ideally, if we could get a couple people on base to get back to Graham, Rosario, and Rivera, I think we have a chance. Otherwise, we'll just have to get out of here on opening day 2020 with a split with Penn State Schuylkill.
Well, if we can get to the middle of the lineup with Graham and Rosario and Rivera coming up, that means guys are going to be on base, so definitely a great opportunity to score some runs. But I think either way, if you can get out of here with a split, I don't think it's definitely the worst thing. You know, we'll look forward to being back here on Wednesday. Hopefully the Knights can pick up a couple victories in the doubleheader they'll have then.
Ooh, inside. So Stevens on the day is 1 for 2 with a single back in the 5th. Of course, he was 2 for 2. So actually, he's 3 for 4 total on the day. Great start to his season. That'll be strike number 2.
Definitely noticed throughout the course of this game that the umpire's given the outside call.
And there's a shot to short. Pretty routine play. And that will be the first out. The 6-3 put out on Stevens. That'll move Stevens to 1 for 3 on the day. Number 1, Peyton Paletti out here. Happy to see him. He's from Tri-Valley High School in Higgins, PA. So Paletti looking to get something started here to give Christian Fulp a little bit of support. All in all, Fulp made it through 7 innings. Did give up 5 runs, but nothing. Clean sheet ever since the start of the 3rd inning. So I guess, you know, all said and done, Fulp shouldn't be too upset about his effort.
No reason for Fulp to hang his head. I mean, definitely some tough breaks there, but yeah, he pitched really well in the last few innings, and hopefully that will help give him the confidence boost that he needs for his next outing.
There's a shot to center. Could that be over his head? No. He dropped the ball. I'm not sure what they're going to call here, but Paletti makes it to second.
I think the first thing you would think if he dropped the ball would be an error. I mean, this definitely could be a tough time to catch fly balls with the sun going down and, you know, the mixture with the lights turning on. It could be hard to pick up that fly ball.
So Moslak with the error, Paletti on second, and tell you what, if Edwards gets on base here, we get back to the top of the order. And that's low, and Paletti's going for third, and Lehman can't come up with it. There's a passed ball there. Lehman's had after I gave him all this praise here, he has a passed ball. Number 8 for Central Penn, Dominique Humes, comes in for Edwards to pinch hit. So we have a runner on third due to an error and a passed ball. And a ball there. Does not get that outside call. And now Lehman's saying something to him.
Well, base hit here could make it 5-3. So
2-0 count. It's a 5-2 ball game. Lehman digs that one again. Bottom 7, 1 down. Our Knights are down to their final 2 outs here with Humes at the plate. This is his first at bat as a Knight. 2-1 count now.
Base hit here would be great, but
and it would bring the tying run to the plate though as well, Tyler.
If he could work the walk as well though, you'll take the base runners.
Another call on that outside edge. Definitely have a little scouting report from this umpire, that's for sure, Tyler. Outside, and that's going to walk him. So Humes will take a walk. That'll make it first and third. Dominguez comes up. Colby Edwards comes back and is going to run for Humes. Paletti at third. Colby Edwards at first. One down. A Dominguez home run could tie this up here, and we are only 2 batters away from Conor Graham. So long as there's no double play, hopefully we should see Graham come up. And at that point, then you never know.
Yeah, I like Coach Stern's option there to go with more speed at first base. You know, you never know. A ball in the gap could have a great chance to score.
And the pitch. Good stop there by Lehman, but not the best pitch from Duffy here. Duffy coming in to protect this lead. He would be in line for the save here. And he's going to second with the steal.
I think that was an interesting call with the runner going to second. You know, the catcher Lehman decided to throw down there. The base runner at third could have had him try to score at home.
I like that because it takes away the double play. So no matter what, Rodriguez will get up next.
So now a base hit could make it a 5-4 game.
Dominguez does not swing there, and it's a strike. Down to the final 2 outs here as the Knights trail 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th. There's a pop-up. Looks like it's out of play. Yeah, I definitely forgot about the car situation here, Tyler. I'm going to have to make sure that, although you're really not safe almost anywhere in this parking lot, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, but fortunately we haven't seen anybody's car get hit yet today. And
I think someone's did actually earlier, yeah.
Well.
All right, that's going to go through. They're going to, is he going to wave him? Very surprised by that move from Stern there. But a run does score as Paletti scores. Number 10, Colby Edwards held at third. Dominguez with the single. And boy, we're making this interesting. 5-3. At this point, short of a double play from Rodriguez, Conor Graham will come to the plate. Exactly what the Knights were hoping for. If nothing else, the Knights have certainly made this interesting here in the bottom of the 7th. Remember, because we're playing a doubleheader, this is it.
Yeah, the Knights are fighting hard right now. You know, you got to love to see that. And Conor Graham coming to the plate's probably one of the best things that this team could ask for right now, especially with a chance to not only tie the game up, but possibly win it.
And potentially win it in walk-off fashion as the home team here. Five to 3, bottom 7. We've got a runner on first and a runner on third. Number 16, Laura, to the plate. Laura had a single and an RBI in the first. Nearly hit as he pulls back on that bunt. Who was it last year that broke their fingers? Trey Turner, when he was squaring around for a bunt? He was out for, what, 2 months?
Yeah, he was out for a while. That's one of those tough plays to see. You know, bunting is definitely an aspect that you have to know as a player, but it can be kind of scary with how fast that ball's coming in.
Squares does not connect. Laura, the potential winning run at the plate right now. Oh, he called that one. That was a tough pitch to take. And it's a 1-2 count. Conor Graham on deck.
That pitch looked a little low, but don't hang your head here.
Oh, and he threw it behind him. I'm shocked he didn't get hit.
Kind of wondering he should have tried to sell that a little bit, try to get on base.
I think he was just, you kind of just tense up, you know? I mean, it was going so far behind him.
But with that being said, the Knights now have runners at second and third.
If he could somehow get on base to load him up, that would be awesome. That's going to be straight back. Well, Tyler, they're certainly making it a nail-biter here. And the interesting thing about this is if they would win, the victory would then go to Christian Fulp.
Which would be great for him, especially with how well he pitched in the last few innings. But I'd like to see a walk-off win. I know one of the games we called last year, I think, on this field was a walk-off victory. Yep. And who knows, maybe we can see another one right here.
And that's going to be popped up. This is going to be a really tough play, and it does go out of play. Two on, one out. Got some colorful people in the crowd this evening.
It was good to see the Knights dugout waking up here a little bit.
Okay, so they are going to take the out at first, but the run does score, making it 5-4. Conor Graham will come to the plate with a chance to tie this game with a base hit, to win this game with a home run. This is what you dream about. Bottom 7, 2 down, and all you need is a home run to walk it off. And he's already hit one today, out to left. A base hit, though, will tie this ball game.
2-run homer to win this game would be such a Conor Graham thing to do.
And that one's deep to right center, but caught. And that will do it. Wow. I got to tell you that the Knights gave it their all there to try to help Christian Fulp get this victory. And you got to give them a lot of credit for the way they finished this game up, Tyler. But I'll tell you, you got to give Penn State Schuylkill the credit. They got to Christian Fulp early. They ended up holding on. And we're going to get out of here with a split today against Penn State Schuylkill.
Yeah, I definitely like the way that the Knights fought back in the second game. I think we both thought they had a chance with Conor Graham coming up to the plate there to not only tie it up, but maybe pull out the victory. And tough game to lose, but Christian pitched really well. And overall, I think it was a pretty good day. Come out of here with at least one victory in the 2 games. And we'll look forward to being back here on Wednesday.
Not exactly quite the way we would have hoped. Conor Graham, I'm sure, would have hoped that he would have gotten to hit a home run there and bring the team to victory. But that said, I think we got to be pretty pleased with how things have gone. You got to give all the credit in the world to Hayden Fox for his performance earlier today, and you got to give Conor Graham a big thumbs up for the home run he hit earlier. And I think we'll be happy to get out of here with a 1-1 season record thus far. And as you mentioned, we will be back here. Just for those of you, before we sign off, I want to give you those dates again. We'll be here March 4th, March 11th, March 28th, April 9th, April 20th, and April 28th. Mark those games. They'll all be here on our YouTube channel, and you can always go to gocpcknights.com and click on the baseball schedule for more details about the schedule. Tyler, any final thoughts before we get out of here today?
Well, this is a good game, and I like the way that this team fought, and I think that they're going to have a great chance going down the stretch of the season. Hayden Fox definitely pitched excellent in the first game, so seems like maybe he has a chance to be the team's ace this year, and if Christian can pitch as well as he did in the last few innings, I think he'll have a great season as well, and I look forward to calling the rest of the games and seeing how the team can do.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us here at In the Net in Palmyra. Unfortunately, a 5-4 loss here for the Knights, but we do split the games with Penn State Schuylkill. So we will be back here with you on Wednesday. So for Tyler Coleman, for Brian Christiana, this is Professor Paul Miller, and we will see you again on Wednesday as the Central Penn Knights take on Penn State Hazleton. We will see you then.